Can I just say thank you? Thank you for believing in something different. Thank you for realizing that there's another way, a better way, and we don't have to follow the cookie cutter systems that, for the better part, create broken people. Thank you for believing in awakening and something more, something spiritual, whether that's God, the universe, all interconnected, whether we're a projected hologram or a video game, whatever it is, thank you for believing that something other than what you were told growing up can exist, that something other than what's in textbooks can exist. Because the one thing that has seemed to be undeniable, no matter what you believe in, is that whatever you believe in is your reality. And that's like the first step. It's just realizing the power of creation and how your internal structure affects your outer reality. 111, as I said that. It's a beautiful thing, really. And I think I know the majority of people, they go through life thinking that life is happening to them, not for them, not because of them, but to them, and that's just life, right? Well, if something happens and it's just life, I mean, that's you that's creating it. You're wanting that experience. You're thinking that you need that lesson for some reason. And we don't actually need lessons, right? We don't need lessons. We don't need healing. We're whole as we are. Do we need a forgetting and a remembering? Absolutely. We need to forget things that we were told as a child as things that, I mean, they were meant to guide us and, all in good faith, right? But times are changing. This earth is changing. The energies are changing. These dimensions are changing. And I feel like aliens are about to visit the earth as the earth twists and cracks open and the poles shift. Okay. So this is no time to play small. This is no time to pretend like magic doesn't exist. And if you're new to my channel, my name's Deb. I share the human experience to help others gain confidence in their human experience because frankly none of this is actually human. What we were told is human is not human. We are not these bones of flesh. Like there's so much more here. It's not calories in, calories out. It's not take a pill and your depression is cured. There is more at work here. Synchronicities, they're not just coincidences. So if any of this is catching your eye, and your eye, stay with me here on this channel. There's there's a lot happening in this day and age, and I, growing up, was shamed for the way that I believed. I believe all these things as a child. I knew all these things as a child. And my family thought I was crazy. Churchgoers thought I was crazy. Neighborhood kids thought I was crazy. I had someone the other day ask me what my first bike was and suggested it had a little basket with flowers on it. And I was like, well, how else am I supposed to carry all my goods and natures that I crafted my spells with? Duh, of course I had a basket. Right. And that's what I remember doing as my in my childhood was playing with nature, literally making spells and choosing items of nature and concocting things like, I don't know, I can't remember what I was doing, but I was doing things, okay? Like I knew what was up. And then into adulthood, I ended up having a kid, and so I was like focused on keeping this child alive and not turning keeping myself alive through alcohol and drugs. And so any type of belief of God or spirit or any of that just went completely out the window. It was pure survival. Pure survival. Well, not actually needing survival. House and vehicles were paid for. We were so blessed. But in my mind, it was chaotic and it was dark and dungeony, and but my house was paid for. My vehicle was paid for. I was fine. I had two grandparents that could watch the child pretty much anytime I needed to. But because my mind and my emotions were filled with turmoil, that's what I experienced to be my life. And there was a time through my divorce when that kind of was a quantum shift moment of, okay, I'm leaving the drugs and alcohol behind. I wasn't quite ready. I go through a divorce and have your custody mistakenly taken away from you and you can't fix it. That'll send you into a spiral with drugs for sure. So that's what I did. Spiraled into drugs. Met another person, had another baby. And this baby was, that was the end of the drugs for good. That was the shift. That was the moment that I realized I could do more. When I was on maternity leave with taking care of that baby, I came across a person that I had known from my childhood neighborhood, and she became a millionaire from the internet. She buddied up with another person and they had a cute little slogan, and it was in the fitness industry, so you can imagine $1 billion industry, right? And it took off. It was in like the MySpace days, and Facebook was just starting, and they were just on the forefront of courses and online like programs. They were on the forefront of it, and they made millions of it and changed the way that their mindset worked of how money came in. They weren't trading time for money, they were trading creativity for money. And for the last 16 years, that like that's been my motivation. I saw that and I was like, well, I can do that. 16, they did it in a matter of months of going from needing bankruptcy to having millions and being just fine. 16 years later, me, I've have filed bankruptcy and I'm still do not have $1 million from the internet 16 years later, 17 years later. But that's okay. I know that in my life experience, I have had the most beautiful life because I did have a mindset shift where life wasn't about money. There were experiences, and I have had experiences that I couldn't even dream of. I really, they say our outer reality is our inner reality, it's a reflection, but also I have had so many amazing outer experience that I'm not sure who and when and how they were created because I didn't imagine them. Like I have walked on a slack line anchored in between cliffs, 400-foot cliffs. I have walked on something. Hold on, I've been trying to drink my coffee. It's no bigger than your two. Actually, it's smaller than my two fingers, and I have small hands. Okay, I mean it's an inch. It's an inch or smaller. They have new webbings that are smaller, and I have stood and walked. And do you know how scary that is to trust your own feet without your hands holding onto things, without being able to feel the tether to the rope? Like that is the most freeing experience ever. It's also the most terrifying experience ever that put me into a shock of trauma, and I've been healing that for the last 5 years. So it's just seeing the patterns of what come up with our lessons. Are these lessons necessary, or can we skip over some lessons? There were relationships that I fell into, and they weren't great relationships. And as I was in them, I was like, I need to leave this. And then I talked myself into staying for one reason or another. And then so I did eventually leave. I was like, okay, I'm not going to do that again. Found a great, amazing guy, got engaged. I decided to grow and expand. I left that engagement. And then there were other relationships I came across and I was like, this is not a match. And this seems like a repeat pattern of something that I have done before. But because I see it's a pattern, maybe I can enter into it even differently and change the outcome from a higher perspective of viewing. And boy, was I wrong. It was nice though, right? It was a like I wouldn't change it for the world. I just I thought that because I was aware of the negative side of things, that I could overcome the negative side of things. But in the end, I realized I just don't need to deal with the negative side of things. I don't need that at all. I can just be mellow. I don't even need the positive. I went to, there, through that negative experience, I definitely had some of the highest highs I've ever had. And it was great and awesome. And some people are just like living like Peter Pan 24/7. And that's not for me either. There's a level of equality, of non reaction, of non highs, non lows, equilibrium. Yes, it's kind of boring, but like it's such a beautiful piece because it's just, you're just vibrating with like gratitude the entire time. And it makes it so natural to be authentic because you don't have depression pulling at you and you don't have this search for the the extreme high or toppest tier pulling at you. You're just happy to be who you are and where you are. And there's a moment where there's a very big pause of what's going on around you when you reach that inner stillness, because the outside is the projection of the inside. So as we're turning inwards and we're clearing out the cravings for the joy and the fun and the excitement and the love and the success. And we're also clearing out the aversions to the drugs, the alcohol, the depression, the poverty, the narcissism, the gaslighting, the inequality, the talking down, the anger. Like there's, if you, I'm a lot more familiar with the shadow person things than I am joy. It's like, I feel like once you get to joy, I don't, maybe I just haven't experienced it, but maybe there's not that much vocabulary for it. But maybe I just haven't experienced, I know I have not experienced my life to the fullest joy that is possible yet. Like right now is so amazing and so special. And like, I mean, oh, I am just so happy to be me right now. And I hope you feel the same. I just realized we are 12 minutes in the video and I have no idea what I've been talking about. I know that there was something that like resonated with my own soul right when it said 11:11, and that was really cool. I don't even remember what it was. And that's an example of when flow just starts. And that's, if I ever start these videos sounding off, that's just, that's Deb. And then when things start flowing, that's not Deb anymore. That's something else talking. And so that's what I'm here for. Sharing the human experience to help others gain insight with their human experience. I know I'm not alone in these experiences, and I know these messages reach the right people. Are these messages meant to reach everyone? Absolutely not. And in fact, I don't want them to reach everyone because it won't make sense to everyone. But there are people that need these messages, and these videos have a special way of finding those people. Let me know below if you're one of these people that something in here sparked a feeling of goosebumps or resonation with you. Resonation. That's a weird word to throw in there. Resonate. Resign, resonate. Anyways, that's all I got for today. Is just really be mindful of your inner world and your outer world, and thank yourself for being creative, being authentic, because that's how the world is going to change. When I sit down with my pad and paper, I'm like, all right, I have money, I have resources. How am I going to change the world? How am I going to do what I am here to do? And the pages stay blank day after day because I feel like I'm the cheerleader. Okay. So there's people out there that are built differently than me, that have different receptors for different ideas and different solutions. And those people, you are the people that are going to make a difference in this world and help create new systems. I'm here to be the cheerleader. I'm here to encourage you to listen to those nudges that you've been getting. I'm here to give you faith and confidence in your authenticity. I'm here to give you that nice, big, warm, comforting hug that lets you know you're on to something and it's going to be big and it's going to be worth it and you can't give up. And if you heard that, I know that that's for you because there's a certain thing, certain power that comes behind certain words when they're meant for a certain someone. And that was one of those moments. Such a beautiful moment. My name's Deb. I like to share the human experience, help others with their human experience. It's also my own form of talk therapy. So whether people watch these or not, it is what it is. Have a blessed day. Make sure you like for the algorithms. Comment to let me know what parts of your soul lit up. And share for someone that you think might need to hear this too. Have a blessed day.